Bela Lugosi and shit.
Just remember this when you go to therapy in 20 years.
His legs are strong, Miss Gump.
It's just constant car chase and guns. That's it.
I'm a 31-year-old father, and I sleep with a freaking lamp on at night.
Nurse, can you plug in my night light?
Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
I told you, a lot of apathy.
Well, yeah, the level of apathy coming from you right now is pretty incredible. I'm not going to lie.
1 to 10, it's at least a solid 7.
On the apathy scale?
Yeah, the apathemeter.
The apameter?
Apathemeter.
I don't know what that means.
It's a meter that measures apathy.
Was it created by Janice Apatha?
That's just stupid, Justin.
Okay.
That's not a person.
It could be. I thought it could be.
No.
We're at your house. I thought you'd be at least happier.
Yeah.
You're out of the dank, dog-smelling basement.
Yeah, but I'm in the dank, dog-smelling house. So.
I should make a point right now. This might say something about your mood. You're double fisting green tea and rum.
I'm not double fisting anything. Actually, I'm gingerly dunking my tea bag. And yes, I know that's not the appropriate way to brew tea.
Oh, I don't care what the appropriate way to brew tea is.
But that's what I'm doing. So tea snobs, deal with it.
We have a pretty large contingent of tea snobs that listen to the show.
Yeah. It's our main audience.
We don't have a main audience.
Yeah, no, tea snobs.
Oh.
That's it.
Just tea snobs.
That's the only group that listens.
Oh, what am I drinking? I'm doing the same thing because I have a beer and I have rum too. So
if it says something about my mood,
yeah.
What does it say about you that you're double fisting actual alcohol?
I'm happy. That's what it says about me. I'm a happy
I don't know, that
drinker.
That sounds like something that you would hear about like an author doing before they go in their woodshed and kill themselves.
Well, this is my magnum opus. Anyway, this episode.
No pressure.
Is my finest stroke.
No pressure
ever.
Here.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Sushi Jackknife, you guys.
Bonjour.
We're back where it all began.
Right here.
Nathan's kitchen table.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lovely teal color.
No, the table isn't.
No, the tablecloth.
The table is wood colored. Just we don't have a teal table.
I don't know if I can deal with you tonight. I'm not sure. No, the table itself is I don't even know what color this table is.
Wood colored. I
Yeah,
literally just told you.
Specifically, what wood color though?
This.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's pretty generic.
Yeah,
wood colored.
it's wood colored.
Yeah.
If you had a crayon that was the color of this table, it would be wood.
Do you know they do that now? We had a 64 box of crayons for my son. Asparagus is a color. Horrible. The most awful color in the world. A washed out, awful green, pale green color.
See, I remember
Terrible.
when I was a kid and they changed goldenrod to macaroni and cheese at one point.
What?
Yeah.
Same crayon, same color?
Yeah. I mean, they might try to tell you it's a different color. It's not.
All these years.
That's just the crayon man trying to get a leg up on you.
He's trying to put his flesh-colored thumb on you. Mm-hmm. Nude.
Nude?
And nude is the most racist crayon because everybody's a different color, Nathan. You could have a 64 box of crayons of different colors of people.
How big of a fit do you think people would throw if a 64 box of crayon, or 64 crayon box, contained like African American?
I think that's perfect. Well, you could do this. You could have a race by race 64 box of crayons. You
I
know
don't
what
think
mean?
people would be okay with it.
I don't think they would either, but it would be a fun attempt just to see what people would do.
You could have it all the way from like Irish,
Yes.
to like Kelly Rowland. Like that's
Who's Kelly Rowland?
from Destiny's Child.
Oh, is she black?
She's from Destiny's Child, Justin. Yes.
The white Destiny's Child or the black Destiny's Child?
The only one.
Oh.
There was only one Destiny's Child, and it was 3 people, oddly enough.
I had a sepia TV, so it just all looked the same. Kelly Rowland.
Yeah.
No, I think this is good. I mean, I tell people all the time, like, I'm English and Irish, and I'm pink. I'm not really white. My skin is kind of an off-putting, peaked sort of color.
Really, whoever came up with the skin colors, pretty dumb.
I'm sure it was just one guy.
White people are not white.
We're not white.
Also, black people,
Not
brown.
black.
Not black at all.
Yeah.
They're
They're myriad shades of brown.
to get super racist here. People who refer to Asians as yellow, not even close.
Not even close.
I don't even know why that's offensive, really, because it's nonsense. It's gibberish.
Yeah.
Big Bird, he is yellow.
So basically, to sum all this up, you're saying all these years I could have been eating goldenrod and cheese?
Yeah. Well, no, and cheese.
Just goldenrod?
Yeah, it may have been just like a clean swap.
Oh, yes.
Like, we will trade macaroni and cheese to you in exchange for goldenrod.
Okay.
Kraft goldenrod.
So this is a Kraft Crayola negotiation?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, everything that happens in the world comes from a Kraft Crayola negotiation.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who's going to decide who's president.
Kraft and Crayola.
The CEOs of Kraft and Crayola get together, they vote, and that's how we decide.
We need to be looking closer at our boxes of crayons.
Yeah.
And our cheese products in the grocery store.
Oddly enough, they're usually pretty drunk, so that explains.
All the people?
Well, the people who vote, yeah,
for
Kraft and Crayola.
Kraft. Oh.
So it explains a lot.
Bunch of
our,
lushes?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
I think at this rate we could apply to be on the
Well,
committee.
I mean, one of us quicker than the other.
This one, me. Yes. Absolutely. So no, okay, so you have the one that's the funniest, but it actually kind of does make sense, is the red man, Native Americans, Indians.
Red?
They're a bit red.
No.
They're a little they're a little I'm trying to be honest here.
They
have a twinge.
Well, but if anything, it's reddish.
Yeah. Not red.
Yeah.
Not like...
Well, that they don't say that, though.
Oh, okay.
They don't go red-tinted, man.
You're right.
Which also would be less offensive because it's so insane
Yeah.
that anyone who heard that would just go, yeah, okay.
I'm just realizing this now, but you know how a lot of the stuff that was kind of shoved down our throats as kids was like this acceptance stuff, and they would have these flags, and it would have every color, but it'd be like black, yellow, red, white, and it's like we're just extending the racist metaphor.
I have no idea what flag you're talking about.
There's like a rainbow.
I know what rainbows are.
You know what a rainbow is?
I'm familiar with the
So there's a rainbow.
concept.
There's like I remember seeing this in books or something, or maybe like a classroom poster, where it's like it looks like little children and they turn into a rainbow. You know what I mean? Probably you don't.
Generally, I get all the words.
Yes.
But when you put them together in that specific order,
I understand.
it's more nonsense than anything
Than
else.
anything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, like, it would be a rainbow made of people.
Well, that's terrifying.
You following me? I mean, the curvature is a little rough on the spine, but, you know.
That's terrifying.
With practice. A curvature of people, representationally. And they're representing diversity
Right.
by using black, yellow, red, and white.
This sounds, two things, like the worst rainbow ever.
Yeah.
Not just because it's people, but it's kind of just... It's what I call the buffet colors. You know how, like,
That's
when you
true.
have, like, a potluck or a buffet,
Yeah.
most of the food is brown to yellow. Like
Yes.
that's the range of food colors.
Correct.
That's why people bring green Jell-O.
To
That's-
spice it up.
No one wants green Jell-O normally, but when it's at a potluck, It stands out.
in a sea of yellow and brown. It really pops.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it should be the centerpiece. No one ever does that,
Yeah.
but the Jell-O should be a
Now,
centerpiece.
I should add I'm from the Midwest, so that means that every potluck was casserole.
Yeah.
Just all casseroles.
all casseroles all the time.
All sorts of casseroles. You want a potato casserole? Well, there's one right there. It's next to the chicken casserole, tuna casserole over here.
You just pick a protein or a featured item and you turn it into a casserole?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
I
all
can
pretty
see
much
that.
the same food. So it's buffet colors. So that's a pretty bad rainbow. Not to mention being made of people.
Yeah.
Secondly,
It's kind of like a sequel to Human Centipede.
yeah, that's what I was
Human
about
Rainbow.
to say.
I'm sorry.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It sounds like something he would direct, a movie about a very politically correct person who also happens to be insane, so he starts kidnapping people of different races to build a race rainbow.
I love it. That's amazing.
It's a terrible, terrible idea.
What's that guy's name?
Oh,
I don't either.
He's nuts.
The guy that does that.
He's European.
He is?
I believe he's European.
That's crazy.
No, it makes perfect sense.
It does?
He's probably German.
Seems like a very American thing to do. Oh, German, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are 3 of those movies.
Yeah.
I don't know how you make more than one. I've never seen one of those movies because I think the concept is just off-putting, to say the least.
Oh, I don't know.
You looking this up?
I don't know why you think it's off-putting. He's Dutch.
Dutch.
Yeah, he's Dutch.
So you have peace and prosperity and like a free-reigning drug culture, and you come up with the Human Centipede?
Drug culture.
But like in a positive way, not the way that we have it, where it's all stigmatized. The way they have it, it's like, yeah, whatever. There should be a land of Dutch land. That I think that's called the Netherlands. The Netherlands should be a world of literal rainbows, not human rainbows, and just
But it depends what drug you're taking.
They have flowers. Do they? I guess they do have the
Well,
dark drugs. don't
Germany
they?
has flowers too, but they had a Holocaust.
Yeah. The flowers didn't stop the Holocaust.
Right. Flowers have very limited power, it turns out.
They did protest.
Yeah.
All the flowers came out against the Holocaust.
They had a march planned.
It did.
It just turns out they can't unroot themselves.
Right,
and
right.
move.
Now with social networking, they could do a much better job.
Right.
They could have people stand in for the flowers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Dutch.
Dutch.
Yeah.
I just feel like people in that part of Europe, I feel like, okay, if you're in Europe
Yeah.
and you're not Spain, Greece, Portugal, or one of the other shitty countries, those are great countries, but they have a hard time economically. If you're basically, okay, here it is. If you're Germany, if you're the Netherlands, if you are, I mean, the Netherlands is just kind of funny within itself, right? The Netherlands.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
my nether regions. Mm-hmm. They have a whole country of
Yeah.
Genitalia.
Whoever named it had a good sense of humor.
Netherlands. If you're one of those countries, Sweden, for God's sakes, come on. These should be very happy people. But you know what? A dude that wrote Dragon Tattoo is from one of those countries too, and that shit is fucked.
If you think those are happy places, look up Norwegian death metal at some point and look at the history of that music scene.
Is that the people that kill themselves and do satanic rituals and stuff?
There's suicide and murder and church burning and all sorts of fun stuff.
Don't they knock over tombstones and stuff?
Yeah, I like that I went through through murder, suicide, and torching of historic monuments.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, and they knock over tombstones.
I mean, visually, it's a striking image. It knocks over tombstone.
So is a dead guy. A dead guy is
But I don't know this dead guy. Who is this dead guy?
one of the other people who is in a band.
Oh.
Yeah.
You were telling me about this before, right? Wasn't there a lead singer or something?
There was he was like a bunch of different things in a bunch of different bands. First off, you have to know his name was Dead.
His name was Dead?
Not legally. His family name was not Dead.
Right.
The name he chose was Dead.
Okay. So taking this from a place where I can understand it. So like the people in Heavy Saurus, like he's like the Muffy Puffy of this band. Like he has another name.
I don't know what any of that meant.
Remember Heavy Saurus? We talked about this like a couple weeks ago.
I don't keep track of things we
The
talk
kids,
about.
the kids metal band from Finland, I think, or something.
It seems vaguely familiar.
Oh wow! You know what? I got to give it to you. You've had a lot going on. So I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to prejudge you.
I have things to do in life.
You
know?
do. I mean, you don't. Here's the thing. I edit these things, so I hear it like 4 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
You don't
listen to it even while we're talking.
Right. So. You're sort of halfway here. It's mostly the apathy taking over.
Let's see. I'm trying to find the guy's name.
Okay.
Well, we'll skip. So anyway, Dead killed himself.
It's sort of ironic.
I may be getting facts mixed up here.
Okay.
I may be getting names mixed up.
Sure.
Other bands took pieces of his skull, which had been shattered by a shotgun shell.
Oh my god.
And made necklaces of it.
Oh my god.
Okay. Meanwhile, some other dude murdered the lead singer of another band and went to jail for the maximum sentence for first-degree murder in the country, which is 25 years.
Wow, okay.
That
seems like a light sentence for murder.
Yeah. Well, that's the maximum sentence for anything.
Oh, really?
No matter what you do.
25 years?
Yeah. Like, if maybe they could give you multiple counts of it if you killed multiple people, but 25 years.
Okay, America is starting to sound better.
Yeah. So, anyway, he released a bunch of albums while in prison because he can record music while he's in prison. All electronica albums.
He's allowed to do that, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so 25 years in a prison where they're like, have some recording equipment. Enjoy.
That doesn't sound so bad.
No, it doesn't sound that bad.
Right. Yeah. Like, you murdered someone. What the fuck?
That's that music scene.
Okay.
So you are equating this country that has this music scene as a happy, happy place. But it is a miserable, miserable place.
It does sound pretty bad now that you tell me this.
Murder and church torching and suicide and gravestone tipping. Because...
Well, that's the thing I care about the most, obviously.
We got to tack that one. That's actually what he got 25 years for. It wasn't even the murder. It was he tipped over a gravestone.
Everything in this country is 25 years?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I don't know how their legal system works. I just know maximum sentence for a first-degree murder is 25 years.
Wait a minute. You're not a Dutch legal expert?
No.
Okay.
No.
Didn't you go to school for that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I thought you did.
No.
Okay.
That's ridiculous. No one goes to school for that.
So people in Dutch land?
They don't do that either.
They don't do that?
Nah.
No?
No, it's just like you take a test online. And they're like, congratulations, you're a lawyer.
25 years.
Yeah.
So you're saying if Sweden didn't have IKEA, that they'd just be a murderous rampaging country?
Horde of meatball-loving nut jobs.
Human meatballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're a murderous horde of meatball-loving nut jobs with prefab furniture. So that's...
They look happy. They show, when you're at IKEA, they show you the pictures of the designers. They always look so happy.
Well, would you expect them to put the sad people on display for you?
I would. In
my mind... Truth in advertising?
Truth in advertising, number one. Number two... To me, in my mind, Europe is all about the truth.
Right.
So, yes.
I will refer you to every advertisement that's ever been created anywhere. Like, for instance, McDonald's.
Yeah.
No one is fat and bloated and sad on McDonald's ads, but if you go into a McDonald's, 75%. 75% fat, bloated, sad guys.
Except for that one ad that Jason Alexander did.
It's... Anytime I've been in a McDonald's, there's at least one guy. I will say this for sure.
Yeah.
Sitting by himself, clearly has not done any sort of physical activity, even possibly walking, in like years, and has a tray with multiple fry containers. Not one fry container.
Right.
Multiple fry containers.
Right.
That is a sad person. He needs a hug.
He may be the happiest person in the world.
He does not look happy.
I've never shook the image. I may have told you this before. We were on vacation one time at the beach, and there was this little sort of, I don't know what you call it. They had a kitchen, and there was this sort of group living room area where you could just chill.
That's a house.
Clubhouse kind of thing. Yes,
Okay.
a house, yes. So they had, a kind of a random assortment of books, and I was looking at a Guinness Book of World Records. Mm-hmm. And I saw a picture of a guy. This guy has eaten more Big Macs than any other person
Oh, I know.
ever.
I'm familiar
You know what I'm
with
talking
the guy.
about?
Yeah, he was on Super Size Me.
He was. Mm-hmm. He wasn't huge.
No, he is actually somehow has survived doing all this and looks like he's in reasonably good shape.
I mean, kind of. He eats a Big Mac a day, I believe.
At least?
At least one a day.
Yeah.
I mean, but he looks very odd.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like
Do you have the bowl cut in the picture?
he had the bowl cut.
Yeah, he had the bowl cut.
And the kind of the thick, like Jeffrey Dahmer glasses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
He looks like a guy who eats Big Macs but is somehow in shape.
Yeah.
Possibly because he spends most of his time chasing his victims.
Yes, it could be that. I mean, he's getting a lot of physical activity.
Yeah.
But he had a paunch. You know what I mean?
I would imagine
he had a
would.
paunch. It was like a Big Mac paunch. It was kind of like he had a cavity in his body where that's where the Big Mac goes
Right.
until his body can absorb it.
You know those days that they advertise like dollar Big Macs and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
You think he goes to town? You
No.
think Big Mac dude
No.
just gets 15 and
No.
just downs them?
I think he eats one a day. I think he has decided this is his life. I think he has an undiagnosed mental disorder. And I think consistently, I think it probably even bothers him a little bit that the price has varied.
See, my thought was maybe he pays for it and just goes, "Oh, neat. Oh, neat." Okay.
I mean, if that. If he does anything, he does that.
I've
Okay.
got my Big Mac money for tomorrow already.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Great. I'll put that in a spreadsheet after I get done chasing down this child. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's probably why he chose McDonald's. They have the place.
Oh, God. Oh, I can't even think about this stuff. I at night, at night when I'm trying to go to sleep, you know how I was scared of aliens, right?
Yeah.
For an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Aliens from the movie Alien. Mm-hmm. I haven't watched Aliens yet, the second film, the James
I
Cameron
would
one.
recommend you don't.
I know, because it would probably haunt me for 2-ish months.
Yeah.
Probably. I'm just getting over Alien. Now at night, this is horrible, and this has been kind of bothering me for years. Now at night, I hear that fucking Sufjan Stevens song about John Wayne Gacy in my head as I'm trying to go to sleep, and it's terrifying, and I can't square the circle of reality that shit like that actually happens in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just how horrible. Now I know their pain has ended.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I can come to. You know what I mean? That's the only way I can fall asleep, is to think those children, their pain has ended. You know what I mean? But that's how fucking horrible.
You know what's weird about that song?
What's weird about that song?
It doesn't sound nearly as depressing as it should.
No, it's almost happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like...
Well, everything on that album's happy.
That's true. Illinois. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's very major
But,
chordy. Yeah.
Not a real downer song.
No, but that makes it even more horrifying. You know what I mean? It's a bit of an earworm too. You know?
Yeah.
You know, just up like a cloud. Da, da. It's a very melodic song, and it just haunts me at night. And it's awful, Nathan. It's terrible.
That's alarming.
Well,
You should take care of that.
I don't know what to do about it. What do I do about these things that haunt me at night? What do I do?
I don't know.
I mean, I sleep with the lamp on.
I mean,
I'm a 31-year-old father, and I
Sleeping with
sleep
the
with the
lamp?
freaking lamp on at night.
Have you thought about getting a nightlight?
I mean, that's my nightlight. It's a lamp.
I know, but you could like ease your way down from
I don't
bright lamp
I don't want to do that.
to nightlight.
The only nightlight I have is a Jesus nightlight, and he creeps me out too. to be honest.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah.
There are stores that sell nightlights.
No.
And they're of several different shapes.
Yeah?
Many of them don't even look like people.
Are you saying there's a whole nightlight store?
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But I'm saying there are sections of stores with multiple nightlight choices.
I'm going to check into that.
You can ease your way down. Maybe there's one with adjustable settings. You can start on a 3, move it down to a 2, move it down to a 1.
I don't know that I need to progress. Is it okay if I don't progress?
No, you gotta progress, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Do you want to be the guy in the retirement home?
Yes.
When your child, goes, I'm not taking care of dad. I got
I got a Ferrari and a hot girlfriend. I'm not coming to see dad.
Yeah.
That's what he's thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ferrari, whatever.
A hot girlfriend
Yeah.
or boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, don't force.
I'm not gonna prejudge. This is
I mean,
modern
he might
times.
hate Ferraris.
Or women.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah.
He could have a Beetle and just a friend, like a fraternal friend.
If I were you, I would want him to be asexual.
He might be. But then again, I want grandkids. Grandkids would be great.
No.
Adopted or whatever.
I mean,
I'm fine.
can you imagine when he says, yeah, I'm bringing the grandkids to visit you because you're in the old folks' home.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't show up because he's busy hanging out with his Ferrari friends.
And then I just sit there to myself in my wheelchair and I go, and the cat's in the cradle.
It's true. You don't want to set yourself up for that disappointment.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right.
But you also don't want to be the one guy in the old folks' home that 7 o'clock when you go to bed,
Yeah.
after you've had your 5:30 tapioca and your 4 o'clock dinner,
Yeah.
7 o'clock you go to bed. You don't want to have to be the one who calls the nurse and goes, Nurse, can you plug in my night light?
I mean, I'll probably...
My aliens will get me. I hear John Wayne Gacy. You don't want to be that guy.
No, I mean, I don't, but here's the thing. Like, I might be that guy, and there might not be anything I can do about it.
Well, I just gave you the solution.
The stepping down.
Then you still have the terrifying nightmares.
Yeah.
But you can have them in the dark.
With my
And
dignity.
You don't need the nurse.
But
Problem solved.
I got a solution. I like what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I think the first nightlight I needs to be something that is comforting to me, something that reminds me. I think I need a John McClane nightlight.
Okay.
Because I like, when I can't fall asleep, I like to watch these action movies, like Die Hard, and it relaxes me, and there's order in the world.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I can fall asleep because people, you know what? There are John Wayne Gacy's, but there are not John McClane's. Shit. Shit.
You may have just poked a lot of holes in your...
I did.
Because action movies are fiction.
Yeah, damn it.
But serial killers are totally real.
They're real.
You could just focus on a different serial killer.
You know who is real? Edward R. Murrow. He was real.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for him.
So you're going to...
I'm going to...
Anytime you think of John Wayne Gacy now, you're going to grab your Edward R. Murrow nightlight.
That's right. And I'm going to say to myself, good night and good luck.
Seems like a good plan to me.
Good luck with these horrible, terrifying nightmares. I had a dream the other night. We end up talking about my dreams a lot on this show.
Yeah.
I had a dream the other night that I have a Sheltie. Mm-hmm. As you know, Jacob.
I'm familiar.
My Sheltie. He's about 10. Jacob, my Sheltie, he's a large Sheltie. If anyone out there has a Sheltie, think of a Sheltie that's like a third larger. I had a dream that Jacob got shot in the face, but he was alive. He was like Dia de los Muertos. He was like alive and shit, but he was coming up to me with gunshots in his face, like, hi, Dad.
Like, was his face gone?
Not entirely. He just had holes in it. Mm-hmm. Like, he just had holes in his face.
See, it sounds to me like maybe you should stop watching action movies.
What do I do then?
Watch a movie that doesn't involve guns and or shooting.
But, okay.
Do you know how many movies I watch that don't involve guns and or shooting?
Not really.
Quite a few.
Name one.
Every other comedy in the world. Every comedy.
Here's the thing about comedy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sound like a real snob right now. There aren't a lot of movie comedies that actually make me laugh.
That doesn't make you sound like a snob. It makes you sound like you have no sense of humor.
I mean, I have a sense of humor.
No,
but
that's not what it sounds like. I'm listening. See, now you don't sound like a snob. Now you sound like a person everyone else gets to judge.
well, you can judge me. I mean, I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
Everyone can judge me anyway.
We are.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
we
aware.
are.
I'm aware.
All of us are.
I've read the reviews. Mm-hmm. I'm judged. Okay? All right? No, I mean, okay, here's what I used to do as a kid. I used to fall asleep to The Mask,
Well, that's not...
which was fine. I mean, it was very benign. It was like beige paint,
By the way,
you know?
if you're picking a comedy to fall asleep to,
Yeah.
that is a terrifying comedy to pick.
The Mask?
Yeah.
I guess so.
You got a weird guy who puts on a magical mask and turns into a different person that is a cartoonish figure.
Maybe I want to be a different person.
That's not a good choice.
Is this all metaphorical? I mean, I had a limited number of VHS tapes.
Wow.
This was on VHS.
I understand.
Okay, I had a limited number of them. I was a child.
I had a limited one too. I watched Tommy Boy.
Oh, Tommy Boy's good.
Yeah.
I like Tommy Boy. It's classic.
There in Tommy Boy, there's no scary magical masks.
You're right.
There's just fat old Chris Farley, skinny David Spade,
Yep.
antics. Just antics.
Antics ensue.
Oh.
So, The Mask. What else? I used to fall asleep to Boondock Saints. I know, another bad choice.
What is
I
wrong
know.
with you?
I know. I would only get through the first half hour, probably. You know,
To be
that's
fair-
a great movie.
To be fair, the first half hour of Boondock Saints
Yeah.
is about as much as I can get through,
Really?
whether I'm falling asleep or not.
How many times have you
I
watched
don't like
it?
action movies.
You don't?
No.
I didn't know this about
They're
you.
so boring.
They're not boring. They're great. I love action movies. I love action movies.
It's the reason I thought Mad Max was a ridiculous movie.
I guess that's for you. That's right. For I
Because
still haven't seen it. But yes.
It's just constant car chase and guns. That's it.
I get off on that though. I mean, maybe I sound more Neanderthal than I ever have, but I like films too. But there comes a time when I just need to watch Lethal Weapon. You know what I
Well,
mean?
Lethal Weapon's different.
Well, okay, fine.
There's
fine.
There's
It's a
the funny
comedic-
bits.
Yes. Let me think of another example. I mean, I already said Die Hard.
And anything with Danny Glover is a win.
Anything with Danny Glover.
And anything with Mel Gibson pre-racist rants.
I mean, come
Some things with Mel Gibson pre-racist.
on. Yes.
Several options before the racist rants
Correct.
are good.
What the hell was that movie? Isn't there a movie where he's got a beaver or something?
Yeah, it's called The Beaver.
The Beaver. What the hell was that? What Women Want was also stupid as shit.
It's okay.
I mean,
For a
it's,
chick flick, it's okay.
it's a chick flick, but Mel Gibson shouldn't have ever done that. Mel Gibson is
Why?
just not synonymous with that kind of thing.
I know. He
Right.
broke the mold.
I
He was
guess.
branching out.
I guess.
And then he broke the mold again by going on a racist rant.
I love how crazy, when he gets the crazy eyes, that's my favorite Mel Gibson times.
The Beaver was directed by Jodie Foster.
Oh.
And you might be able to relate to it because I feel like with the stories that you have just told, you're just like 3 steps away from this.
Okay.
He has mental issues and can only communicate through a beaver puppet.
Oh, shit.
Like, I
Actually,
feel like if you had watched Boondock Saints 3 or 4 more times as a kid,
Yeah.
I would be talking to a beaver puppet right now. There's a chance.
a much improved podcast. You know, my son has puppets now. He's got a turtle.
Uh-huh.
And, of course, they all have voices. You know, the turtle has a voice.
What's the turtle voice?
Remember to brush your teeth, Holden. This is the turtle. I don't have any teeth because I didn't brush my teeth.
That's not correct. That's not why the puppet has no teeth. Can I explain this to your child?
No, you shouldn't, because I'm trying to find ways to make him brush his teeth. And if the puppet says brush your teeth, he might brush his teeth.
Well,
it's worth a shot.
I've got something to tell you here.
Okay.
Your father's a liar. The puppet never had teeth. It came toothless.
In fact, the animal that it represents, the majestic turtle, never had teeth either.
No teeth
They don't have
anywhere
teeth.
in the story. So, just remember this when you go to therapy in 20 years.
Which is inevitable. I mean, For this kid, for me being his father,
Yeah.
he's gonna go to therapy.
Well, and he every time I'm over there and he's awake,
Yeah.
which is rare,
Yeah.
he seems slightly traumatized by the fact that I'm there.
Well, yeah, you're
Yeah.
creepy and
so
insane.
I'm not helping things.
Yeah. Whenever he sees you, he hears da 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 da. It's the John Wayne Gacy song.
I'm sorry, what was it?
Da 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 da. There's that high note in there. Da da da.
Okay, so what other puppets do you have?
There's the turtle. There is. It's mainly the turtle, actually.
There's not another puppet?
I don't think so. There's some robotic toys, which I still don't like. I had a My Buddy doll as a child. Do you remember My Buddy?
Yeah, I never had one. But
Well,
I remember them.
you remember them?
I remember them existing.
I had one of those, and I loved it for a long time. And then when I got older, I started like tossing it around a lot and like abusing it
Yeah.
by tossing it around.
Yeah.
And then I thought, like, maybe this thing is mad at me. Like, maybe this thing wants to kill me. So it freaked me out so much that my mom insisted on keeping it. She still has it to this day, as far as I know. She insisted on keeping it, but I insisted on, if we're going to keep it, it has to be in a box closed under a lid, because I'm afraid it's going to come to life. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did you watch Chucky as a kid?
I saw, it was enough to see the previews of Chucky.
Okay, there you
see
go.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was exposed to the wrong things as a child, Nathan.
You should have watched DuckTales as a kid.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Yeah.
See, yes,
I watched
yeah.
DuckTales, and look at me.
Yeah.
Look how great I am. I am just the American dream, and it's because of DuckTales.
I mean, I watched Indecent Exposure, and it took me a long time to trust women.
Well,
You know,
I mean, it was indecent.
it was, but wait, is that even a movie? Indecent Exposure?
Yeah.
I'm confusing Northern Exposure and
No, I'm
Indecent
pretty
Proposal.
sure. I'm pretty sure it is.
Indecent Exposure.
No, I think you're right.
That's something that's on the back rack at the video store. I'm pretty sure.
I like that.
Decent Exposure.
The one time I'm going to let something slide, you pointed out.
It didn't sound right, you know? There's, what was that movie with Sharon Stone where she has an ice pick? This movie I saw as a child, and then Michael Douglas, I think, is in this movie.
Sharon Stone has a nice
Pretty
pick?
sure it's Sharon Stone, might not be. Oh, jeez. I can't remember the name of it right now. But anyway, she's murdering men with an ice pick after she sleeps with them. I saw this as a young child, and I shouldn't have seen this.
Yeah.
So it took a while. It took a while.
I remember when I was allowed to watch Billy Madison. I was about 12. Because
Really?
it's PG-13.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It seems pretty. That's a hard PG-13.
It's PG-13.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you
we
taught
watched it in school.
You watched Billy Madison in school?
Yeah. In high school. In Spanish class. With Spanish subtitles. Fun fact, the people who do the Spanish translation for that
Yes.
do not get Adam Sandler's voice right. It's not
Wait.
not even close.
Wait, so you watched Billy Madison?
Yeah, the dubbed thing.
Okay, it was
Yeah.
dubbed.
Yeah.
It was
but
dubbed.
with the subtitles too, so we could read along
Okay.
and learn Spanish. I learned nothing except that the jokes in Billy Madison not really funny
right.
if someone else is saying them.
It's all in the delivery.
Yeah.
Because you gotta have the this. What is it that he does? He does the this.
That's pretty.
My favorite
pretty close.
Adam Sandler thing that he's ever done. Do you remember the movie Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald?
Yeah.
And Norm eats the brownie at some job, and he starts to trip from the brownie, and he's in the car and he's sweating bullets. And his buddy's like, "I'm totally fine. Do you feel anything at all?" And he's like, "No, I don't feel anything." And he looks over and he's like, and Norm is having a trip where he sees Adam Sandler dressed as Satan.
Yeah.
And he goes, "First we eat the pig and then we burn." That's my favorite thing ever. I love that. Burn.
That's a good choice.
I think Bernie Sanders should have used that in his advertising.
I don't know that I've ever watched that whole movie.
Dirty Work?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's a good
See,
movie.
now you're pointing out comedies you like. Focus on these.
I should buy Dirty Work.
Okay, well, don't watch it incessantly. That's
Why
unhealthy.
not? Why?
That's an obsession.
That's okay. I watched The Mask like 45... No, more than that. I probably watched The Mask
I think
100
we've
times.
established that was not a good decision.
Same with Boondock Saints.
That was a terrible decision.
Why? Okay.
Because now you're concerned that your dog is going to have its face shot off.
I don't know that these things are related. Truthfully, I don't know that they're related.
I'm going to assume they are.
Okay, all right. It was such a crazy dream,
Yeah.
and there he was. He should have been dead, but he was alive.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch as a child? And this would just add to it.
Okay.
What is the movie From Dawn to Dusk?
Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Is
Yes.
that it?
Yes.
You watched that as a kid?
Tarantino.
Yeah.
I did watch that as a kid.
That explains it.
You're right.
Yeah.
Someone has a penis gun in that movie.
Yeah.
That's pretty shocking.
Really, the only thing I remember about that movie
Yeah.
is filling the condoms with holy water
Oh yeah, that's right.
to make water balloons.
It's a great one. Have you ever seen, talking about vampire movies, you ever seen John Carpenter's Vampires?
No.
With
I also don't watch horror movies.
Okay. That's a pretty interesting one. I mean, it's not a well done movie exactly,
Yeah.
but I like the way that they dispose of the vampires. They shoot them with a crossbow. This is James Caan.
Okay.
I believe it's James Caan. They shoot them with a crossbow, and then they drag them with a winch out into the sunlight, and then they burn.
That doesn't seem wildly...
It was pretty efficient in the film,
That doesn't seem very efficient.
but it
Couldn't
worked.
you just, open the shades?
You know what? No one has ever done that. That's brilliant.
It
One's ever done that.
It would just make it a lot quicker if they're like, oh no, what do we do?
Open the shades.
Open, and then all the vampires die. Done.
Great idea. End of movie,
Finished.
though. End of movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, horror movies aren't that great. You don't want it very
We
long.
could have all backstory, and then the last scene is they open the shades.
Or just make it a 5-minute movie.
No, that's not fun. We want a whole thing.
No, 5 minutes is about all I could handle of a vampire movie. So
But there's no vampires until the last 5 minutes. And mostly it's just them dying. And it's a glorious death. Like, it's a 5-minute music video montage of all these things just exploding in flames.
Or, hear me out.
Okay.
It's just all of the actors then drop on the ground and go, oh, son! And then they cut back to the people who look at the vampires writhing on the ground, and then cut back and there's no vampire there anymore.
They could do that. So, wait a minute.
Oh, son!
Are you saying that, like, the characters we've been following the whole film turn out to be vampires?
No.
Oh, no. You're
No, the
just
whole
saying-
film is 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You're not following it. You're just... It starts with
Yeah.
the people going, oh no, there are definitely vampires in this house. And then the vampires come out.
Okay.
And they're like, we're vampires. We're going to vampire you.
Right.
You're going to get vampired.
Bela Lugosi and shit.
Yeah. And then they run to the windows, and the vampires are like, we're dumb vampires. We're going to follow them. And then they open the shades.
See, I like that. I like that a lot.
And that's the end of the movie.
I like that.
4 minutes, 38 seconds.
The
running
only
time.
modification I would make is an hour and a half of getting into these characters, and then that's the last scene. That's the only modification. It's just basically an entire script.
Right.
You know?
Right. I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
And
All
I
right.
reject it.
Fine. That's fine. That's fine. You can reject anything you want.
Reject it.
Here's so two things. We're still talking movies here. This is about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I got really, really drunk, and I don't know why, but I just did. I got really, really drunk, and I decided to put on Nightbreed. Have you ever watched Nightbreed? Again, I know this is the problem with me. I have this odd attraction to want to watch these horror films. But then
Okay.
I'm scared of them.
I think you know for a fact that I have not watched
You've not watched Nightbreed.
I don't know what Nightbreed is.
Yeah.
I have no interest just based on the title in Nightbreed.
It's pretty weird. I mean, I don't think I can really judge it because I was half falling asleep and I was pretty drunk. But it was interesting. It's on Netflix, so check it out. And what I did was I live tweeted it, which I'm surprised I got through because it was. I mean, at like minute 45, I passed out. It was.
That's 45 minutes.
It's more than that. I mean, it's longer. It's a longer film.
What? Okay.
Basically, go ahead.
What genre is this in the horror realm?
It's sort of weird because it's sort of monsters, but it's sort of like, okay, this guy thinks that he's killing people, and somehow, I'm not exactly sure how. Somehow, this necessitates him being dragged into this underworld with these monsters.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure I saw this on Netflix, and it rated it as a recommendation for me 1 1/2 star.
That sounds about right. It was
knows
not
me
well done.
very well.
Yeah, it was not well done, but it exists. I don't know what to say about it. The other thing I watched finally is Tusk.
I still haven't watched it.
Well, I won't ruin it for you. I mean, you kind of know what happens, but it was alternately terrifying, delightful, hilarious, and then terrifying some more. Like, it seems like a Kevin Smith movie in the sense that, surrounding the event that's happening.
Right.
You have all these auxiliary characters that are really interesting and funny and all that. But then the central thing...
Right.
The central thing is horrifying.
Yeah.
But also ridiculous. So, I don't know. It was... A lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was actually kind of great.
I haven't heard any reviews of it.
It did not do well. It did not do well. It didn't do well.
We'll see how poorly it did here.
Okay, you gonna look it up?
Yeah, of course I'm going
It's on Amazon Prime right now, so you can watch it. He's doing this whole Canadian thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he does this whole.
He
Canadian.
does that.
Yeah. But now he's doing the films.
It's really weird to me how into the whole Canadian thing a person from New Jersey is. He's from New Jersey.
Yeah, he's from New Jersey.
It's Canadian. It's Canada. It's Canadian. It's not like a far off, exciting land.
True. I don't think he's that kind of guy, though. I think he's a close to home kind of guy. I mean, almost everything he's ever done has existed in a world of New Jersey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it has a 55
on what,
on
Rotten Tomatoes? Metascore. Oh yeah,
Metascore.
Metascore is the one you follow the most.
Yeah. Well, Metascore it's legit.
The weirdest thing about that movie, and this is legitimately true, the weirdest thing about that movie is Haley Joel Osment's in that movie, and he's all grown up.
Yeah.
And it's just weird to see him all grown up. He has a huge head.
Yeah, he's a giant-headed
He has
man.
a huge head.
Yeah.
Huge.
He is 45% head.
Yeah. The rest of his body, it's like the dog in the old cartoons that has this all bodybuilder. Yeah. But it's just sad.
He is, like, if they ever adapted Ziggy
Yes.
into a movie,
Yes.
he'd be perfect.
The comic strip Ziggy.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't know why. It's weird the things that stick around for 40, 50 years. My mother has had this candle of Ziggy, never lit. It's a wax candle.
Like the shape of him?
It's the shape of Ziggy.
Oh, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
With a wick. Never lit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's encrusted in dust now because the wax just sort of collects the dust.
That's fantastic.
She's had it for years, and it's still around.
If you put that thing on eBay,
Yeah.
I bet she would be independently wealthy.
You think so?
No.
Okay.
But it's pretty great.
It's kind of amazing that something like that exists, right?
It's I see I'm trying to create that at Christmas time. Our first Christmas, I purchased a resin penguin at the grocery store because that's where you get your Christmas decorations, is at the grocery store. And now I insist every year on having this terrible, terrible, awful resin penguin out. This is my attempt to have this tradition. I want 50 years from now there to be a resin penguin that has to be out every Christmas. She's not a big fan of it.
No, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want when I die, my children to have to go, okay, so we can't get rid of the penguin.
It's non-negotiable.
Do you want the penguin?
Wait, like you put it in your will?
No.
No.
But, I mean, they're not going to throw it away. It's a
Right.
tradition.
Right.
But they're going to hate it so much.
The kids understand that
Yeah.
you have to have the penguin.
I mean, you can have the penguin if you want. Oh, well, I don't want the penguin. You got to have the penguin.
How many children do you have in this scenario?
90.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
most of them illegitimate.
So the youngest child is like, I'm going to stick this in my mouth because I'm a baby.
Yeah.
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 In this scenario, I'm one of those creepy old men who has a child when I'm like 70.
It's gross.
Yeah.
I don't know why you
And
did
I
that.
kick it when I'm 73. I'm out.
Oh, you kick the child or you kick the bucket?
The bucket.
Oh, good.
Maybe the
Good.
child before.
You shouldn't kick the child.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I can't control myself. I'm senile at that point.
All the kicking you do should be metaphorical.
Yeah, metaphorically,
Okay.
I will literally do that.
What if we're in the same insane asylum / nursing home?
Oh, no, I'm dead.
You're dead.
Yeah, I'm never going to the nursing
Oh,
home.
you're 70, so you
Yeah.
are dead.
Yeah, no, I'm gone at 73.
I'm going to live probably to be like 105 and have to have my nightlight on.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, at 73, I'm out. I'm gone.
I mean, if you've decided that point ahead of time, you really got to stick to it.
Well, see, you know how carefully I eat right now, right?
Yes. I don't know why you're doing that.
Well, no, I have it planned out.
Okay.
I have my nutrition planned where I can just ramp up enough at like age 50
Okay.
to just slowly kill me by 73.
You can hit it really hard when you get to 50. Is that what you're saying?
Well, and I have
Okay.
it planned out perfectly.
Oh.
It's scheduled. So at 73, I'm going to weigh 450 pounds,
I like it.
and I'm going
can see
to
it.
kick a bucket and a child,
Yeah.
metaphorically, for real.
Metaphorically / literally. And then you're going to die.
Yeah.
Are you going to die at anyone's hands, or are you just this is natural
the child.
causes?
The child.
Oh, the child is going to murder you.
Yeah.
Your own
Yeah,
child.
yeah.
Your 90th child.
Yeah.
A babe in
The
arms.
3-year-old. It's a 3-year-old.
It's a 3. You had it at 70.
Yeah.
You impregnated a woman at 70 years old. Mm-hmm. That's good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rock on.
That's
You should be proud of yourself.
I have it all planned out.
Yeah.
And then Morgan Freeman will deliver my eulogy. And yes, I'm fully aware that at that point he's going to be like 140.
Yeah.
But with medical technology
That's right.
the way it is, they're probably going to freeze his body and
Yes.
they'll unthaw it for my funeral.
Crazy that we brought this up. I was listening to a podcast yesterday about freezing bodies. There's a company. This is completely insane. There's a company, Alcor. Yeah?
Okay.
Alcor, this company. This was on What Say You. They only have like 155 people who are frozen.
Okay.
But they've been in business since the 60s. And they have more people than that signed up. And it's this whole thing. Like your life insurance pays for it. They freeze you. This is like Ted Williams' head. All
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah.
So they
Is Ted Williams one of the people?
He's one of the people.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's the Ted Williams company.
Exactly. It's the Ted Williams thing.
So it's pretty
Who
illustrious.
is Ted Williams anyway? Oh, I don't really know.
The Splendid Splinter?
Who is he? Is he an athlete?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know athletes.
Baseball player.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Hall of Fame baseball player. Now a dead Hall of Fame baseball player.
With a frozen head. Yes.
He left baseball to go fight in World War II.
Oh, wow.
Came back, played more baseball, then retired, then managed, then died.
That's a real man right there.
And then his family had his head frozen.
Well, and these Alcor people are still taking care of it.
Yeah.
And they're in these like steel tubes, like you can't see in. They're just in there frozen. And the idea, of course, is that technology will advance and one day we'll be able to totally restore them, blah, 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 blah.
They should have frozen him at the end of his playing career.
Yeah.
Because how great would it be if they elect him in the Hall of Fame? He's in the Hall of Fame for 100 years.
Right.
All of a sudden, Ted Williams' head comes back,
Boom.
starts hitting some home runs.
Boom.
It'd be great.
Teeth home runs.
Yeah. Comes back, hits 400. Because, his head never let him down. It was his body.
That's right.
He got old.
That's right. That's
he
right.
can now have a new body.
Yeah. That's what happens with athletes. They get better and better at the game in their head.
Right.
But the body begins to fail them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they play so long they go senile.
That could be the case. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of my plan.
You're an expert curler.
Racquetball is my game.
You switched.
I'm a racketer.
You switched on me. I thought you were curling.
No, I'm a racketer.
Oh, okay, you gave
I'm a
it
racketeer.
Fine. You're a racketeer.
Yeah, I racketeer.
You're going to racquetball until you're dead.
Yeah, I'm going to be right in that Racquetball Hall of Fame. I'm going to have my whole wing of the Racquetball Hall of Fame named after me.
Because you're the only person in the Racquetball Hall of Fame.
It's actually just my house.
Right.
So.
Yeah. People occasionally come over.
Yeah.
They talk about matches you had.
And, well, no, they don't even talk about racquetball. No one cares.
No
one's going to care.
What do you do with racquetball? Is that a little rubber ball?
I think so.
Is it kind of like Quidditch without the flying brooms?
I haven't started playing yet.
Oh, okay. Right. Your future self
Right.
will play basketball.
But we're not to that part of the plan yet.
Right. You have a plan for your entire life. I'm very impressed.
And then at 73, kick the kid, I'm gone.
Dead.
I mean the bucket.
Well, whatever you do.
Yeah, kick the bucket.
Do you want me to make sure you're frozen?
No, I don't want to be frozen.
You don't want to be frozen?
No.
You don't want a chance of coming back?
In fact, I don't even want to be buried. I just want someone to lay me in the front yard.
I've thought about that too. Let you decompose. Yeah.
Naturally, where everyone can see.
I like that. I mean, I'm opting for, before I really decided on cremation, which I should have this written up somewhere, I guess.
It's being recorded right now.
Oh, good. I want to be cremated.
Nah.
Sushi Jackknife episode 46. You know what I want.
Yeah. That's not going to happen, though.
No one's going to cremate me?
No.
Why?
I mean, you got to heat up the oven.
This is the South.
That's a lot of work. Probably just going to lay you out in the yard like I want.
I mean, that was my original thought.
Yeah.
Actually, let me tell you this. My original thought.
Yeah.
I wanted to be laid out.
Yeah.
Allowed to rot. Let the vultures pick at my bones, so to speak.
Literally.
Yes. Well, not so to speak. Yes.
Yeah.
Literally pick at my bones.
Yeah. So to speak, literally, they do that.
Let the bacteria, so to speak, literally consume me.
Yeah.
The earthworms crawl through my rib cage.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's a good image.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do that, but have a marker somewhere. And I wanted to have a jukebox where people come in, they put a quarter in. Okay, it gives them their quarter back.
Right.
But it's the gesture, it's the action of putting the quarter in, and then they get to hear one of my songs. Or potentially now, a random episode of Sushi Jackknife.
Now, wait, where would the quarter go?
It goes in my tombstone. Yeah.
That sounds expensive.
Well, but here's the thing.
cremation's probably cheaper. We should probably just heat up the oven.
No. We can still do the cremation. But the thing is like, all you have to do, it doesn't have to be mechanical in any way. You just put a quarter in and it comes out the bottom.
Right.
And then you get a random play of something that I did.
But what would you do if you're in the afterlife? You know, you're looking down or up to your grave.
Probably up.
And you see people drop the quarter and then go, ugh, and then walk off.
You know what? It was my art. You know what I mean? It's at this point.
Would you be one of those tormented spirits that needs released from the earth at that point?
Probably. I think it depends on whether I'm in heaven or in hell. You know, or how good I'm valued at.
Would you be sitting there hoping that reincarnation is real so you can come back and punch that guy in the face?
No, actually, I hope that reincarnation is real the most.
Okay.
The most. Because I don't want this to be over. I don't want this ride to be over. I'm really enjoying the living of the life.
What are you going to be reincarnated as?
I don't know. Who knows? You don't know.
Well, I know, but what do you want?
A person again?
No, you can't have a person again. You've had your person.
No, you can have
You
a person
can't have
again.
two people.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Actually, I think that
I'm pretty sure on this.
I think you get to be a lady if you're the best. Like dudes are a step down from ladies in the reincarnation game.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're already assuming that you're going to be looking up at your grave, like you're coming back as a dung beetle, dude.
Well, I'll have a short life as a dung beetle. And then I'll progress.
To what?
An earthworm.
What's above dung beetle?
Probably an earthworm. Maybe
I don't know. I think earthworm's below.
A moth. And probably a moth.
Wings.
Something that can fly. Yeah.
Wings.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah. I mean, it's no beetles, but it is wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was cleverer than I thought. When I thought about.
Woo!
Hey, we got to finish this Ricky Randolph thing.
Oh, Ricky
Part
Randolph.
3. We got to close out this saga.
Oh, I don't know that we're closing it out. Are we going to close out the whole thing today?
I mean, we could. Part 3 is the miracle that happened.
I wasn't to part 3 yet, though.
Oh, no, you weren't. Okay.
I divided part 2 up.
All right, yeah, that's true.
You're getting ahead of Ricky.
I'm sorry. Proceed, sir. Proceed.
Fill the time. Fill the time while I try to find where I was at last time.
You want me to vamp?
Vamp. Yeah, just fill the time
Vamp
right
like
now.
a vampire in our movie?
You can edit this out,
I'm
or you
probably
could
not
just
going
leave
to.
it.
No, I will.
But just vamp right now. Entertain the people.
In musical terms, a vamp is like a thing that you repeat.
Do
In musical terms,
more interesting than that. That's no good.
in musical terms, a vamp is a thing that you repeat. In musical terms, a vamp is a thing that you repeat. Guys, I heard an interview with Gilbert Gottfried today. I didn't think I ever liked that guy, but I love that guy. He's great.
Okay, I figured it out.
You got it?
So, summarize what's happening here.
Ricky Randolph? Ricky Randolph was a Georgia something another officer. I'm forgetting now what it was that he did. He had a near-death experience.
He was a Department of Corrections correctional officer.
That's right. He was a redundancy officer.
Yeah.
Ricky Randolph, he had a near-death experience. This is sometime in the 80s, I believe.
Yeah.
This story comes from a website called neardeathexperiences.org, I believe. And this is written up about Ricky's near-death. We've already covered quite a bit of the story in the last previous few episodes. Yes.
I think we glossed over this before.
Yeah.
But he was ordained as a Baptist minister at 17.
Yes, he was.
So
He's a very valued source.
So that actually should tell you more about Ricky Randolph.
It lends an air of authenticity. Yeah. Here we go.
Authenticity, something like that.
Ricky Randolph, part 3.
Me. All right. I'm ready.
And scene.
As my life played out before my very eyes.
Come on. And scene.
As my life played out before my...
Leave out the noise before you say "as my life played out."
Right, got it.
And just go right into it.
No, I got it. I got what you're saying.
Action.
As my life played out before my very eyes, I tried to think of good things I had done. I was raised in church and had been very active in church functions. Yet, as I pondered on this, I saw a man in his car that had ran out of gas.
He's basing his morality on how many casseroles he ate?
So he's in heaven and he saw a man? Or is he looking down from heaven and he saw the man? Or is this a past memory?
I think it's a memory.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw a man in his car that had ran out of gas. I had stopped and given him a lift to a local store about a year ago. I should have just kept going.
Not an LYFT, an LIFT,
right.
Guys.
I had bought him some gas as he had no money and helped him get on his way. I thought to myself, why am I seeing this? The voice was loud and clear. You took no thought to help this soul and ask nothing in return. These actions are the essence of good. Good for Ricky.
Yeah.
It would be weird if he actually wrote that in the middle. Good for Ricky.
Internal monologue.
Yeah. I saw all the people I had hurt as well, and was shown how my actions had set in motion the actions of others. I was stunned! I had never thought of my life having an effect on the actions that friends, family, and others I had met would take. I saw the results of all I had done. I was not pleased at all. I looked on until the events came to an end. Indeed, I had done so little with my life. I had been selfish and cruel in so many ways. I was truly sorry I had done so little. Then again, the loud and clear voice spoke. You must return. Oh. I didn't want to return, though. I was content to stay, and longed to stay even after the things I had seen and heard. I've so many questions, I replied. Things I need to know and don't understand. Get down there. Doesn't really say that.
It's like the voice of God.
Get down there.
All of a sudden.
Stop it. You must return and help others by changing your life. Physicians will want to perform surgery on you. Do not let this happen.
Wait a minute. That's kooky.
If you do, you will never walk again. I'm letting that sink in for a second.
Okay.
Any surgeon.
Any surgeon.
Like even the best ones at the Mayo Clinic.
Right.
Crippled.
Well, Rick, look, you gotta have your tonsils out. It has nothing to do with your legs.
Mm-hmm.
Your legs are as crooked as a politician. Mm-hmm. But your tonsils are as straight. Wait a minute. I got this backwards somehow. Your tonsils are as crooked as a politician.
Is this why you were never a doctor?
Yeah.
You kept diagnosing crooked legs when that wasn't it.
Everything was... I just wanted to be the doctor in Forrest Gump so bad. Well, Miss Gump... His legs are strong, Miss Gump.
Oh, man. Do not let this happen. If you do, you will never walk again. No walking if you get surgery. You will be visited by one who will bring you answers to the questions you have. When I call you will come again. You will recover from all that has happened if you do these things. Look and see what lies ahead. I turned and I saw the earth in turmoil.
Oh, that's bad.
Wars and death. So it was post-Trump election.
Exactly.
Got it.
Antichrist 3.
Terrible sights. Cities fell and new ones were built. I saw the United States and a volcano exploding, covering many cities in darkness, not to mention the lava. I looked on and saw the collapse of our government as we know it. People killing for food and water. That's... He's actually describing Mad Max.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
Mostly the water thing.
Right.
Yeah. Horrible sights. I saw what seemed to be a giant explosion in the Earth's atmosphere, and much land was destroyed. I looked on, and I saw a new type of people, younger and of a peaceful nature. The cities were few that were left, but these people seemed to be content.
These were the blue people. This was Avatar.
No, they're hippies.
Oh, okay.
It's just hippies.
Just hippies.
He's describing hippies.
Okay.
The hippies will outlive everyone when there's a war, apparently.
Good to know.
Yeah.
You ever notice, real quick, just an aside, you ever notice these traveling backpacker kids? And they always have a dog, and there's always a pit bull that has a bandana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand why backpackers that are clearly begging for money all have dogs.
I don't either.
I don't know if they, seek out getting the dog.
Yeah.
Or if the dog finds them and they just keep the dog. I don't know.
I think the dog just prevents the rape on the road.
Road rape.
Yeah.
It is time for you to go, I heard again. But I wanted to see more. You're stapling.
Is my stapling less than ideal?
I can't read the first word.
Oh, no.
Then.
Oh.
The doors opened and I felt myself almost being carried down the hallway. I passed through the doors of the city and felt myself shooting through this hole I had come through. Like a turd.
Metaphor?
It does not say that. Faster I went, unable to stop. I entered the atmosphere of Earth and saw the river below.
What river? There's more than one river on Earth.
The river.
Clearly he's referring to the Cumberland.
The river.
The river, yeah, sure.
I saw my body lying motionless.
Oh, that river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it was an electric shock so tremendous I felt my body jump. I opened my eyes and saw the trees above and the skyline. Then the pain. I was struggling for every breath, choking on my own blood. The end of part 2.
Scene. Very successful reading.
That is the worst way to end a part. I choked on blood.
Well, I mean, he wrote the story, so clearly he survived. But it's a bit of a cliffhanger because we don't know what happened.
I'm looking ahead.
Don't look ahead.
No, I'm looking
You got to
ahead.
read this next week. Don't look ahead.
I'm looking ahead.
Don't look ahead.
There's a near-death experience online store at Amazon.
Yeah, that exists. Let that sink in for a minute.
Did you click here to email the page?
Not yet, but I will. As soon as we're done with this, I'm going to link to the previous 4 episodes and be like, hey guys, dramatic reading of your story.
Yeah.
Find it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would be a good time to say that I think Ricky's pretty legit. Almost too legit.
You think too legit to quit? You think he really experienced what you're saying, what you're reading?
Yeah, I think he thought he experienced that.
I mean, he got a pretty good conk on the head.
Yeah, he definitely thought he experienced that.
I mean, it's no liquid silver people with a factory of worlds.
He
but, yeah.
definitely experienced going into a cloud city and then flying through a hole into a river.
With Calrissian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lando.
So that definitely probably happened.
Guys, you can reach us several ways. sushijackknife@gmail.com is the email. I'm at Justin L. Croft on Twitter. Nathan is at BadlandsBadly. And we've been meaning to do this for weeks, but Nathan and his lovely wife are doing another podcast.
Yeah.
It's called Coupling.
That's it.
How do they find Coupling?
I mean, just on the internet.
Coupling Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, just look that up.
It's if you type it into your podcast machine,
Yes.
go to the iTunes. It's on the iTunes.
It's on the iTunes.
Just Google it.
Coupling.
You can go to Twitter.
Yeah. It's a great show, and
It is a show.
it's a great show.
Yeah, it's a
And-
show.
And my wife and myself were on it recently. Now, that's not up yet.
No.
But it will be. You got a few in the can.
It might be up.
Soon?
I mean, we'll see.
Okay.
No,
Right.
not soon. Like in the next year,
Oh,
2, 3.
I'm excited. Anyway, a little bit of I mean, as we widen this I don't know, this thing that we're doing,
This hole.
this whole thing,
The hole.
the hole,
The
this-
hole.
the gaping
The Ricky Randolph hole.
that we fall into, like a cloud.
As that widens,
Yeah.
more things just fall out.
Fall into it.
Just fallen.
Yeah.
Fallen into the river.
Obviously, this podcast
Right.
and coupling, both going in there. Never to return.
Yeah. Well, no, we return.
We do?
Yeah, after we choke on our own blood.
Oh, right. Part 3. Part 4.
Yeah.
Part 4.
Yeah.
For us. Yeah. Have you seen Interstellar, by the way?
I'm sorry. I'm reading about Ricky.
Don't read about Ricky anymore.
I can't.
Think about Interstellar for a minute. Think about going on a spaceship and then leaving your buddy, and you experience an hour and a half of activity, and he experiences 22 years. You come back and he's an old guy. He was a youngish black guy. Now he's an oldish black guy.
I've never watched this movie.
You should. It's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. It's a good movie.
Oh,
It's a bit sappy. I watched Inception finally.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
I haven't watched it
It's
either.
bullshit. I
don't
hated
care.
it. I actually hated it. I don't like DiCaprio all the time. Can I tell you this? I like DiCaprio in Django.
Uh-huh.
I like DiCaprio in Romeo plus Juliet and all that.
You know what he was really good in?
What?
Sushi Jackknife.
Sushi Jackknife. The yet unmade film of the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.